Jumping jack. Hey folks, it's a little late night for me, but I seen this Mack, Jumping Jack Mack, had a little live ready with me and Maria in it. Now how he hooked us up is beyond me, but he's got a very vivid imagination, and he's also the stupidest person on YouTube. Hi everybody, it's first time. Hi Russian, how you doing? Glad to see all of you. And so I wanted to address this tonight while I just heard it, while it's fresh in my mind, because Rolex and Joey and I are doing a live tomorrow, and I don't know what they're going to want to talk about. Johnny Mack, for the 100th time, I do not tell Jen Belly what to do. In fact, I told her to stay away from everybody, and she doesn't listen. And the shit she's talking about and putting out has been out there since the whole damn affair started with you and her. The thing that I know, the cemetery call, is something she didn't even know about. And I'm not going to play that recording because I found out that my friend is in a state that it's illegal, and I know how you people are all cop callers and TPS filers and going to the judge, and I'm not going to put my friend in that situation. So I am going to tell you word for word, verbatim, what you said to me, and the screenshot is posted, and I'm going to post it again. You were so upset that Jen didn't want anything to do with you because she put a talk to the hand emoji up, that you went to a cemetery, you drove to a cemetery, you called me up, is Jen ever going to talk to me again, blah, blah, blah. You know what I said? I said, I don't give a fuck. You two act like idiots. I was merged into call after call after call of you two. I don't care if Tabitha finds out. I am done trying to protect her from you because I know she has to know what type of person she's married to better than me. And I still like her. Always have. But you're wrong if you think I have anything to do with her and Bambi getting together. It's not my fault that I get tagged, but I'm going on Bambi's show. Yeah, I'm going on there, and I'm going to get the record straight because I'm not getting dragged into this Jen Bailey fiasco. You wanted her. You were in love with her. You couldn't do anything but think about her day and night, and I heard it all. So don't you try to sit there and put no blame on me. And another thing, if it wasn't for Chicago Muscle being on your panel tonight, you'd have made that whole panel about me. How I'm putting Jen Bailey up to stuff, putting her up to do this, to hurt Tabitha's feelings. Tabitha already read all the screenshots that Jen had, but she didn't know all the phone calls that I heard. She sure didn't. And she didn't know you went to a cemetery and threatened to off yourself, not just to me, because I didn't give you any sympathy, to my friend who recorded it and got the screenshots for me. But I'm not going to play that recording and take a chance of her getting jammed up because I know what type of guys you MobTube guys are, every one of you. You're all trying to jam somebody up for something. And another thing, don't try to come between me and Poolstick. If I want to hang with Poolstick, I'll hang with Poolstick because guess what? I'm Team Terrietime. I say what I want to say. I hate who I want to hate, and none of you can do a damn thing about it. In Chicago, what I said about you being wishy-washy was absolutely true, because the fact that Deadly could catfish you as Deadly Kitten made me have doubts, because nobody catfishes you. It's impossible. All you have to do is say, turn the camera on. That's all you got to say. And you know very well I didn't take Maria to meet you. I never took Maria to meet you, and you know I didn't. And I heard you say that. I took Maria to meet Poolstick, and both of them will verify it. I took many over to FBS's. I took and I took Sophie to meet John Mack, and they're back together again after all the filthy shit he did to Sophie, doxed her, put her whole family out there, vicious memes with needles stuck in her arm and stuff. That's why I don't want anything to do with her. She can't be trusted, just like Jules and the rest of them bottom feeders. They make up with everybody. I don't. When I have a hatred for somebody, like I do Johnny Mack and FBS, I never make up with them. Never. So you keep running your mouth, Mack, about my eye. I got a marble eye and it's fucked up. Well, I put a whole bunch of pictures of your eyes and my eyes, and you can't even open your eyes. They're little bitty slits because you're a methadone head and you have to sleep 20 hours a day. And what Tabitha sees in you, I don't know. I don't care. It's not my business. But the cemetery call happened. The screenshots are on my community page. Go read it right now. But I'm not playing the phone call because I'm not taking a chance and getting my friend in trouble. Because I know how you are. I know how all of you are. Anything you can do to get any kind of two-party call and all that, because I know exactly what was said, and you can't deny it because the screenshot is up there. I just didn't feel sorry for you. I said, go ahead and do it. I don't even care. But you called my friend, who you knew had a soft heart, but you didn't know she was smart enough to get all the facts. And quit saying that I had any control over Jen Bailey at all, just like you didn't have any control over pizza. Nobody does. You can't control people like that. But I'm not going to turn my back on her. Unlike you throwing pizza under the bus, I'm not going to turn my back on Jen. But I am going on Bambi's show if she'll have me and straighten this whole mess out. You blaming me for all this shit in Chicago. You know damn well I didn't introduce you to Maria. I hated her when I met you. I hated her. I still do. And I never introduced you to her. So don't even say that, because that is a straight up lie. You prove it. You prove it if I introduced her to you. Because Maria won't even go along with that. I introduced Sophie to Mack. And then she went and got you to come after Mack. And you know that's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with my eyes, Johnny Mack. They look better than your little smoking one joint after another, sleeping 20 hours a day. What the fuck who do you think you're fooling with? You think I care a goddamn shit about this peace treaty? I could care less, because I'm going to hate who I hate and like who I like, and I'm going to speak the truth the way I want to speak it. And you're just going to have to deal with it. I know Rolex and Joey are having a show tomorrow, and if Chicago wouldn't have been on your show to keep everybody in line, it would have been all about me, a whole bunch of lies about me causing all this trouble, being a big puppet master. Or if I was a puppet master, I knew you guys are all going to get struck because you can't learn to keep your mouth shut. I knew stand-up guy was going too far. He'll be back in Rumble. You could say things, but you can't threaten people. And I have never. I don't care what Johnny Mack says. He has went after people's wives. I've heard him do it. I've never heard him go after kids, but he's damn sure went after wives. I've heard him do it. I've heard all of you do it on that panel. Gangster Amzie has threatened to kill me 3 times. And you've got her up there acting like holier than thou, saying that my tits are as big as Volkswagens. What's your problem, Amzie? You can't do jumping jacks. I lifted a leg over my head today. I'm 72. You try to be a redneck. You try to go in the crime. And whoever gassed her up in that chat and said she covers crime good is an idiot. Because I can give you some links to some real crime people. She is pathetic. You barely can listen to her talk. And gangster, I don't give a shit if this pisses you off or not. You've been going to kill me a billion times. I'm still kicking. Pull up on me. I guarantee you there won't be no cop calling. In Chicago, you know goddamn well I didn't introduce you to Maria. I introduced Maria to Pool Stick, and it was way before any of the rest of you knew each other. And then I introduced Minnie to FBS. And then I introduced Sophie to Johnny Mack. And then Maria needed somebody to help her with Johnny Mack. So she went and got you on her own on Twitter, which she's admitted. I don't even have Twitter. I never asked you to help her do a thing, and you know I didn't. And you're out of this. I am mad at Johnny Mack. I hate him. I despise him. He cannot take rejection. That's his whole problem. SoFlo accepted him back. Everybody he's reached out to has accepted him back, but guess what? FBS wouldn't accept him back. No, he didn't want nothing to do with him. I wouldn't accept him. He gave me an ultimatum. Him or Rolex and Joey Dimes. Well, you know how long it took me to make that decision? about 2 seconds. And the only reason I even talked to him as long as I did is because I like Tabitha. But I know she has to be aware of what he is and who he is. She's been married to, you know the difference between me and her? When I was married to a whoremonger and a worthless guy, I got rid of them. That's why I had so many. I wouldn't stay with somebody 25 years that wasn't worth having. And there's nothing wrong with my eyes, Johnny Mack. At least I can hold my eyes open and I can put a leg way, way up over my head. Look, up over my head. I can do jumping jacks, and I don't care if Gangster likes it or not. She can't even get up out of a chair. She don't even show her face. So don't you be trying to get up there and start a bunch of trouble in Chicago. I want to thank you, except for your lie that you told about me introducing you to Maria, because I never did. And me saying you were wishy-washy is perfectly obvious. How could you not be? You made up with Deadly after he, I don't know how he ever catfished you, but he did. You've made up with every stupid, ignorant person there is on there. Well, I don't do that shit. I don't make up with people. That's why I'm team Terrietime. I stay by myself. I've been on this YouTube for 18 years. I know lots of communities, lots of them. And if Bambi will have me on her panel, I'm going on her panel and straighten all this Jen shit up. Because Jen knows I'm mad over it. I scream at her all the time. Johnny Mack ought to know how I scream to him. I can't control Johnny Mack, just like you couldn't control Pizza. But you use Pizza, something I've never done to Jen. You used him because he's wittier than you, he's smarter than you, and he knows how to talk and hold an audience without anybody. And his cash apps have gone up tremendously since you've been gone. Tremendously. You are a piece of shit. And if I used to think I couldn't decide which one of you I'd like to see gone more, you or FBS, but believe me, you have passed SBS trying to make that whole show about me when there's nothing about me you can say. Prove that I've made Jen. Jen has been bitched at constantly for going on stupid panels and running that mouth and showing screenshots that are 100 years old that everybody's seen. That cemetery call nobody knew about till right now, and you forced my hand by talking about my jumping jacks, talking about me doing this, talking about me doing that, and all I wanted you to do is be dead to me. Just be dead to me. Don't tell me to rise off into the sunset because I'm 72. I can still do more than you can. You're not even going to live to be 72. You're lucky if you live for 2 more years. So don't worry about me. And Gangster, you up there with them, you're inconsequential. They don't even let you talk. You don't even know what they're talking about. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know him. Well, you don't know nothing because none of you listened to anything, but you better listen to this right now because that cemetery recording I'm not going to play because I don't want to get my friend in trouble. But I know it verbatim. And the screenshot is on my community page. You can go look at it now. Johnny's sitting there. I'm sitting here crying my eyes out. Jen didn't answer my text. She sent me a picture of her text and she was going, hey. She's got more sense than he does. You know how it is to deal with people like that. You can't deal with Pizza and you can't deal with Jen. They're going to do what they want to do, no matter who tells them what. I'm going to drink some Snap right now. And don't you dare to say nothing about my eyes, you little prick. You know I had Bell's palsy. And anybody that goes around with their eyes like this shouldn't talk about anybody. And anybody that's 4 foot tall and is a midget shouldn't talk about people that can put their legs over their head and do jumping jacks. That's another pitiful thing you never seem to learn. And I know I got people in here. I'm on my actual main account. Come here, Hyena. You want to do some prayers or have I made you too scared? Have I made you want to do a prayer? You want to do a prayer? Come on. Do a prayer. Oh, and FBS, I guess my little prayers from Hyena, my little blessings have helped your mother because I haven't heard you mention her lately. I have much more faith in this dog because you know I'm an atheist. Come here. Amen. No, you're not going to lick. No. Come on. There you go. There's a paw. There's another paw. Blessings to everybody. Hyena blessings, which really, really work. Unlike the phony prophets. You should go listen to George Carlin, people. He was one of my favorite atheists of all time, him and Christopher Hitchens. And they're both gone now. But I love both of them. And you other race card people that come in here with your little race card shit, you need to go listen to Malcolm X. Because I think exactly like him. And also, there are dog abusers in the midst. TL is a dog killer. Heidi Black kicked a poodle around. Pizza is a dog abuser. And then you, Mack, had the nerve to say, oh, well, Terry couldn't stand abusers, but she gave Pizza some money to piss FBS off. Yes, I did. And I only did it for a very short time, and I came on here and I made a full disclosure about it. Unlike you, who used him for everything you could, and I don't think you put a finger on FBS. Not one finger. You were there to be a cameraman, to be a paparazzi. And when FBS came at you, you got scared, you dropped your phone, and when he reached down to get it, the other guys that were there with you beat him. You didn't touch him. You will never make me believe you even touched him, because you are scared to death. When them biker guys rode up on you and sat outside your house, you were scared to death. You forget all that, Mack? You told me all that. You ain't going to meet nobody. You won't even come down here and meet me in person. And I guarantee you there won't be no cop calling. I might be the only person on Mob Wives that don't call people and cops. And you're not going to say anything about me and Pullstick being friends. We can be friends if I want to. If he wants to make up with you, that's his decision, and he's going to regret it. He will definitely regret it. I don't know, maybe Chicago's sounding a little sincere. I don't know nothing about that Oreo. I don't care nothing about him. But I know what gangster is, and I've still got the videos where she threatened to kill me. Oh, yeah, gangster. I've got all them videos where you threatened to come down here, kill me, kill my kids, kill my grandkids, shove glass down my throat, do all this horrible stuff, and you never did nothing. In fact, it wasn't 3 weeks ago. You said, oh, man, I hope I'm just like you when I'm your age. You will never be like me. For one thing, I'm not a midget, and for another, I've never been overweight. And for another, I lived around and did the world and did man and have had a life. Now, Paul, I will be so glad when they get that Go Tell thing linked up. But believe me, I finally did get your message. Hopefully we can do a virtual this weekend. Hopefully. But I just want to tell you, I'm Macaroni Mackhead. I'm going to call you Jumpin' Jack Mack, because I'm going to put legs over my head. Any of you women that want to get in on the contest, I don't care if you're 15 years old. I'm 72. I'll take any of you on. Any of you. I wasn't even out of breath when I did those jumping jacks. I wasn't even out of breath. I could have done 40 of them and not been out of breath. And you're supposedly dying of liver cancer and making fun of my eyes when you're like this. And lighting that joint up constantly and dropping your lighter constantly. You're pathetic. I can't even believe I talked to you. And every day, and Rolex can back this up, every day when you talked to Rolex and me, all you did was talk about beating Gunsmoke up. Every single day. And I heard Pizza say the same thing. I want to get Gunsmoke. I want to get Gunsmoke. You didn't even hear the video he did on your wife. You didn't even hear it. I did, because you don't watch anybody. You get hearsay and run with it. I heard the video, and it was horrendous. The phone calls, I couldn't even tell if that was him or not. If you're willing to forgive Pullstick after what you accused him of doing, that's between you and Pullstick. What Pullstick and me have is nobody's business. Period. Nobody's. And Maria, I hope you're getting justice, because it sure sounds like you are. Don't matter if you don't show up or not. Yates is going to get a default if you don't show up soon enough, and then you'll have to pay all his court costs, so you better get a bigger GoFundMe going, because you're going to have to wind up paying for his attorney. What do you think about that, Maria? Because I don't need Emily Baker to tell the law to me. I think after 6 divorces and the lawsuits I've been involved in with ex-husbands, I know a little bit more about the law than any of you do. And if she keeps not showing up, John, if she keeps not showing up and they keep putting it off, shoot, you will win by default, and she will have to pay all your lawyers' fees. So let her keep playing her games. Let her keep doing it. And Jen, This is not against you, but you know I have screamed and yelled at you on the phone, and I know Sylvia's heard me. I know Brenda's heard me. I know Johnny Mack's heard me. I don't agree with hardly anything you do, but I have a soft spot for you, and I would never throw you away like Mack and Sessa did Pizza after they got done using him. They just threw him away, and I'm not for that. But you better get one thing straight right now, Mack. Keep running your mouth. Keep running it. Because you have any idea how many merged phone calls I was on with you and Jen? I know who the pursuer was, and it wasn't Jen. Believe me, it wasn't Jen. You don't sit there and have thoughts of leaving this world. If Jen was pursuing you, Jen was telling you to get lost. And you nearly lost your mind over it. And Sophie, to think that you're back up in there with his chat, kissing his after all the disgusting shit he put about you. You're a bottom feeder. You're right where you belong, with the bottom feeders, because I'm the only one that hasn't done any of that shit. And I will never speak to Mack, never, and I'll never speak to FBS. But I ain't going to sit and run my mouth about them either. But Muscle, thank you for keeping that chat under control. And the wishy-washy thing, I absolutely said, and I absolutely meant it, and it was over Deadly, catfishing you as Deadly Kitten. And also, I did not introduce Minnie to you. You know I didn't. Or not Minnie, Maria, because she got you on text. Twitter, and I don't even have Twitter. I did not take Maria over there for you to fight her battles. At the time, I was fighting with her like I am now. I will take responsibility for taking Sophie to Johnny Mack. I took Maria to Pool Stick, and I took Minnie to FBS. The rest of the bottom feeders made it over there on their own. And I am in a lot of different communities. And I'm going on Bambi's show if she'll let me, and I'm going to straighten this whole Jen mess out. And that's all I wanted to say. And I'm sorry that my people in here watching me have to listen to this because they don't even know who you are. Let me see who else is in here. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Tammy. Sunshine Days. Cool Google X. Brian Williams. Hey, Brian Williamson. Anyway, you people are having to listen to this rant because I just felt like going on my main channel. You want to say hi to Tammy? You want to say hi to Tammy? And I'm going to be uploading this to my YouTube. And then don't forget, Rolex and Joey and me tomorrow at 11. I hope I haven't ruined their show, but I'm sure they've got their own shit to say because Mack says something stupid every time he opens his mouth. Don't ever make fun of my eyes again, Mack. Don't ever do it. Because just remember this. This is how you look. Rolling up like you need weed. You're already a methadone head. You already can't stay awake. You have to sleep 20 hours a day. And if Tabitha gets hurt and all this shit, that's your fault, not mine. All you had to do was never talk about me, which I was doing. Rolex and I were not even mentioning you. Period. And then you had to come up with all the deep. I'm going to let Rolex handle that. That's his business. Chicago, you kept that panel under control because he sure wanted to take it on his own and go off about me. Go ahead, Mack. You're going to wind up on the bad end of this deal because you barely... Stand-up guy's gone. I doubt if he'll even go to Rumble now. People go to Rumble to die. When somebody shows up in Rumble with a YouTube channel, the YouTube channel's going there to die. Maria's going to have to keep her mouth shut now. So it's going to be pretty boring. Guess what? You may be stuck listening to me, people. Not unless you want to listen to FBI. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about tonight, but it was boring. I didn't feel like a movie or some goddamn thing. I don't want to talk about movies. I can watch movies on my own. I'm going to do another sexual food review because Paul loved it. Oh yeah, Paul can see my YouTube channel again now, by the way. Paul, thinking about you every day. And I put a little thing up about outlaws because I was married to real outlaws. And Paul's a real outlaw. They're not like you po-po calling MobTube guys, so-called outlaws. Now I have to admit, I don't think Pool Stick's ever called a po-po And I don't think Carlos has. I haven't heard about it if he has. I know Rolex hasn't. I don't think Joey Dimes has. So my type people are in no way Popo callers or CPS callers or any of that bullshit. And I trust them with my life. All of them. So go ahead, keep running that mouth, Mac. Keep running that mouth. And you girls, like Amcy, learn to put your leg up over your head. Try it. Might limber you up a little bit. You dare to make fun of a 72-year-old woman that had Bell's palsy? Are you kidding me? And you got these squinty little stupid-looking eyes that I put a video up about? You're an idiot. You have no self-awareness. None. None. And you're not going to make it without pizza. Because I don't think Chicago's going to put up with your bullshit very long. That's just my opinion. Chicago, set the record straight. You know Maria came to you on Twitter. You know I didn't have nothing to do with that. Be a man of your honor and admit it. That was wrong. I did call you wishy-washy because of all your friendships now that you're having with all these enemies. I can't do that. My mother was Italian. And the one part I might have inherited from her was having a vendetta on people for life. She would fight with somebody, and she'd never speak to him again for life. And I may get that from her. Because when I'm done with somebody, I'm fucking done with them. But Mac, I ain't going to be done with you till you shut your stupid mouth. And I'm going on Bambi's show, if she'll have me, and I'm going to straighten this Jen mess out. Because I am not controlling Jen. I'm not gassing Jen up. And Joey Dimes is not gassing her up either, because for your information, he's never even spoke to her. Jen is doing this shit on her own, like she always does. Just like me. You think anybody's going to tell me to shut up and not say what I want to? Not going to happen. So you got your little reaction. I posted pictures of her eyes, and I asked for an opinion of who had the most fucked up eyes. You piece of shit. And Minnie, Deborah Silver, I want my purse back. Maria, you may have to keep your mouth shut. And that's going to be unbelievable. Hey, Hyena. Do you think Maria's going to have to keep her mouth shut? And I think John Yates is going to get all his legal fees paid. So you people that are giving to Maria, you better come up. I got my new Trump hat. Wait, how do you like it? Trump 2024. Rednecks, hillbillies, white trash forever. I'm so sorry that my people on here had to listen to this. But I've missed you guys. I used to come on here a lot and talk to you. But I've been going on my private ones lately because I've been through that shit with Minnie. She would take my Instagrams and play them, and I wanted to play them on my... Let's see who's in here. Carlos. I don't know how to wave to you. Carlos. Try and figure it out, but I can't. King Dummy here. Jenny Lynn, followed by Jen Bailey. How do I wave to you? I know there's a way to wave. Oh, I know what I'll do. I made you a moderator in here, Carlos. And somebody was worried about you in one of my chats because that slick guy that I can't stand came in there giving you a hard time. And I said, ladies, don't worry about Carlos. He's got a ranch. If he wants to knock that slick out, he can do it. If he wants to argue with him, let him argue with him. So Carlos, you got to see this already, but I am going to upload it. And sorry I had to bring this. Russian, I know you don't know what's going on. You poor people that don't have a clue what's going on. Anyway, Carlos, you are a moderator in here now. And I've told the ladies to leave the men alone in my chat and that you could handle Slick on your own. I could handle Slick on my own. I don't even know him. So, Mac, be careful what you say, because when your eyes are as wide open and bright as mine, then you can say something about my eyes. you could say something about me doing jumping jacks and putting a leg over my head. Until then, keep your mouth shut, because I am going to say a whole lot more stuff. And you know that I was on those calls with you because you did not want Tabitha to know you were calling Jen every single day using my number. So, ciao. There's a dog out in that other room, that puppy, Pistol, that I'm going to have to go quiet down with a newspaper. I threaten him with it. I don't hit him with it. So anyway, I think I cleared everything up, and I'm sure that Rolex and Joey are going to have a wonderful show. It's going to be open mic. Rolex, you better wake up, because you made me and Joey have to do a lot of phone calling, and you better not have that avatar on, because now I notice Mack's chat, everybody's got avatars. I don't like looking at avatars. But of course, if you got eyes that are like this, it might really be a good idea to wear one. I don't know how to figure out how to wave. I used to be able to wave to everybody on here. Now I can't figure it out. I'm trying. I want to try to wave to Tammy. There's Sunshine Day. How you doing, girl? I don't know. It's not letting me wave, so it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Half of you people don't even know who I'm talking about. But I will talk to you tomorrow on Rolex's show. And I'm going to do a mukbang Tuesday. A special one for Paul. But I know everybody likes them. The men do. I don't know about the woke joke women and the triggered women and the women with all these things they got to worry about and their pronouns and their race cards and all that stuff. That's not allowed in my room. If you have triggers, don't come to my room, because I'll trigger every damn one of them. Love y'all. Sorry it's been so long since I've been over here and seen you. I'll try to come over here more often, because I love Russian. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know why I can't. There's Cass. Hey, Cass, Simi, I haven't seen you in ages. Boomer, haven't seen you in ages. I'm going to have to do lives on this more often, but the only reason I had to quit is because Minnie was recording them and showing them to Jules. So I made private accounts to do them on. So anyway, I'm sorry, you guys. We could have talked about the old stuff we used to talk about. Anyway, I've missed all of you. What do you want to say? You want to say anything to Carlos? Because he always calls you a beautiful lady. He knows that you're the only lady in this much. Anyway, ciao. Good evening. I'm up way past my bedtime. Hey, folks. It's a little late now.